Thank you so very much, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome to another episode on the Live Signatures Radio. It's a daily show where we talk about purpose, productivity, and resilience. We are in the middle of a series where we are talking about the 8 pillars of raising street smart children. And I've been saying over and over again that we've no problem raising book smart people. The modus operandi, the philosophy of the world right now, and for quite some decades, it has been to raise book smart people. Increasingly, we are seeing the effects and the impact of that. It has served its purpose, but at the moment, we need people to be street smart even as they are book smart. I asked someone yesterday, what will you rather between the two? And he said, both. This an entrepreneur, is a very highly intelligent person who is even consulting with two presidents in this region. So I asked him, what do you think about this? If I gave you an opportunity to choose between street smart and book smart, he said, I will need both. So we're talking about those 8 pillars when we started talking about them quite a while back, and we are on pillar number 6, and pillar number 6 has been divided into 4 parts, so I'm going to talk about the 4th part in the episode today. Stay tuned.
Welcome to the Life Signatures podcast with Lawrence Namale. Lawrence is a life coach, author, and keynote speaker who loves to tackle different topics on purpose, productivity, and resilience. His mission in life is to awaken all your boundless possibilities available in you. Life Signatures podcast is dedicated to bring to reality every single person who knows that deep down in their gut, there's got to be more to life than this. And now, here is your host, Lawrence Namale.
I'll start by doing for you a recap. When you are raising street smart children or a street smart child, the first thing is survival. Teach them survival. The second thing, teach them relationships. The third thing, teach them purpose and potential. In fact, you don't teach them purpose and potential. You center their growth and their development around their purpose and their potential. Otherwise, you're doing them a great disservice. Number 4, teach them to have a ravenous hunger for knowledge. And number 5, teach them to be adept at making connections with what they have right now. And then number 6, we talked about entrepreneurship. Teach them to be entrepreneurial, to have an entrepreneurial mind. And I know people switch off and say, entrepreneurship is not for everybody. I know it is not for everybody. But every single waking day you are impacted by it. You make decisions concerning it. Every single waking day you have capacity to do something entrepreneurial, to think entrepreneurially. You see, if you have that kind of mentality, it's easy to do life than just to have a mentality where you're not thinking of opportunities. You're not thinking of maximizing your strength. You're not thinking of solving problems in the environment and so on. And in fact, let's just break this down. The entrepreneurial spirit. Number 1, you need to learn how to earn. The kids need to learn how to earn. And I am not talking about earning after 20 years of school. I'm talking about earning from the efforts that they have today. Earning from not allowances. Earning from problem solving. In fact, number 2, they need to learn problem solving. As in, the idea of just having theory in your head is not enough. We need to teach them to have the mentality of solving problems that are personal, solving problems that are family, solving problems that are societal. In fact, just teach them how to solve problems and add scale to it. That's it. And that is teaching someone to be street smart. Anybody who solves problems is paid. And the ones who solve multiple problems, or maybe one problem in a scale, big way, they are paid bigger. Teach them to solve problems. The third thing is teach them to be responsible for their projects. They have to own some things, some projects. They have to have some initiative in their lives. They have to oversee a project after a project after a project. We normally teach them these things, but we just, outgrow them or something of that nature. Let me give you an example, and I gave you this example when we were talking about this yesterday. We give them building blocks. That's a project. Did you know that? We give you a 2-year-old building blocks, and then they make something and so on and so forth. Or you give them a coloring book. That's a project. Then sometime down the line, we just stop giving them projects. Now they are swamped with school, they call it homework and stuff like that. But I'm talking about projects that are independent of theory, independent of academics, projects that can utilize their mentality, their creativity, their strengths. Give them those projects. If they're gifted in one area or another, let the projects be in those particular areas. Today, let us look at the fourth thing you should do if you're raising an entrepreneurial child. Teach them to create. Teach these guys to create. And innately, every single one of us at some point in time, we have this creative. When I say creative, I'm not talking about the artistry. We have this mind that just wants to make things. All of us as kids, we just want to make things. If we don't want to make things, at least we want to destroy things that are existing so that we can see what made them. Now the thing is, if you're teaching someone to be entrepreneurial, allow them to be creative. Allow them to create stuff. Even if they mess, allow them. One of the biggest problems that we have is we do not want messes. Messes are expensive. I remember there's a particular, is it a washing powder that has been advertising even when we were kids. When we grew old, they still were advertising and so on. At some point in time, one of the adverts was saying, dirt is not a problem. Messes are not a problem. Allow them to dirtify themselves. We will take care. The soap will take care of the dirt. And that's the philosophy. I remember another person, I think, told me this story, or I had a pastor talking about this, where the kids were playing with their father on their lawn. And then their mother was shouting, "You are spoiling grass! Get out of the grass!" And then the papa shouted back, "We are not raising grass, we are raising children." You see, we have this mentality of stifling creativity because this creativity comes at an expense of spoiling whatever it is that is existing. Allow the things that are existing to be spoiled. As long as they are creative, they are not destroying. And sometimes there is creative destruction. The more someone destroys something, the more they know how it has been, built together, has been assembled, put together, and therefore they can be able to be creative. But the point is I'm making, let these people create stuff with the way that they are gifted, with the way they are talented. Let them create stuff. And where do you come in? You come in to teach them how whatever they have created can be worthy of solving a problem or worthy of adding value in this life, which means, can they sell it? Can they exchange it for money, or can they exchange it for something else? A street smart child needs to be creative. The creativity is a gift that nearly every child has. It goes without saying. And therefore, the environment where we're raising them, it has to be the environment that encourages this creativity from the get-go. A street smart person uses the environment that they are in into their greatest advantage in creating things, improvising things, repurposing things. That's how street smart people become. That's how they think. They make connections. Remember, we talked about connections earlier on. So in a nutshell, even as we come to the close of this episode, we've been talking about the 4 aspects of entrepreneurship. If you're going to teach someone to be street smart, they've got to be entrepreneurial. In a nutshell, entrepreneurship is a critical aspect of raising street smart people. And to be an entrepreneur is a mindset. It's got to be a mindset. You can be an employee, but you're an entrepreneur. You can be someone who is in school, but you're still an entrepreneur. It's a mindset. It's not something they're going to switch on and switch off. It's a mind, it's a psyche. It's something that is a mentality. We've got to have that mentality inside of us. So listen to me. Entrepreneurship means that teach these people to earn, number one. Teach these people to solve problems, number two. Teach these people to be responsible with their projects, number three. And then number four, teach them to create things. If you can just inculcate these four aspects, or some of these four aspects into a child's mind, you've given them a mind of entrepreneurship. And this mindset is what they're going to use to be street smart. And the world today requires or demands, even if the world has not changed, even if our societies and our cultures have not changed and have not shifted to embrace street smartness, that is what the systems of the world are demanding. That is what the ecosystem itself is demanding. It's not demanding people who are book smart alone. People who are book smart alone invariably are being thrown out, and people who are street smart are being given opportunities. Now, you can be book smart and not street smart, or you can be street smart and book smart at the same time. But you can also be street smart and you're not book smart, and you can still be able to make it in this life. Tomorrow we're going to continue talking about another pillar of raising a street smart child, even as we are starting to wind up these episodes. Thank you so much. We will see you again. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to Life Signatures Radio. If you enjoyed today's show, subscribe to Life Signatures Radio on iTunes, Stitcher, or visit our website at lifesignatures.libsyn.com. Life Signatures Radio, fresh, clean, and inspiring.